hoops on ESPN tips off in the Sunshine State. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. Today it's the number 11 Texas Tech Red Raiders invading Space U to take on the Knights, or as they're known today, the Citronauts of UCF. The curtain comes down on the month of January, and here in Orlando, UCF basketball has fans dreaming of March. Their team is legit, and Joe Lenardi has them at a number 9 seed come tournament time. But we all know the Big 12's loaded for bear. Texas Tech is right at the top of a list of contenders for a conference championship and a deep run in April. With that, welcome into Edition Financial Arena alongside King McClure. I'm Rich Hollenberg. The headline this year, King, this college basketball season has been dominated by freshmen, but no one player has dominated as much as JT Toppin for Texas Tech.
He's been absolutely phenomenal, averaging 28 points in the last 4 games. Coaches love consistency. They love when you can put a player out on the floor and you know what you're going to get every single time he steps out there. And JT Toppin is that guy for Texas Tech and Grant McCaslin. I love how he's gotten better as far as facilitating and on the defensive side. But scoring and rebounding, this young man is one of the best in the country.
UCF does this once a year. It is their space game, paying homage to their connection to Cape Canaveral, just a short trip away from the campus. Everyone's wearing Canaveral blue, and they're known as the Citronauts today. So instead of tipping it off, King, we're going to blast off in some Big 12 basketball in their Canaveral blue home uniforms. It's UCF, but it's the visiting 11th ranked Red Raiders who control the opening tip. Your officials today, Tony Padilla, Chris Pacey, and Tommy Johnson. Here's JT Toppin. King already touched on him. We'll be talking about him a lot. Gets his first touch working on Stillwell. 10 on the shot clock. This is Toppin's office, and that's his pet shot.
And you can see early on, UCF is going with the strategy to play Toppin one-on-one and not send a double because they are so scared of his passing ability.
Riley Kugel in the UCF starting lineup. There was some question as to whether he was going to go today, having a little bit of an illness issue, as a lot of people are during the cold weather months of college basketball season. Jordan Burks for 3.
He's only shooting 29 from 3 in the last 2 games, but in order for him to win a big game like this, Jordan Burks has to get hot from deep.
There's Texas Tech starters. You know about Toppin. Christian Anderson, one of the elite point guards in not just the Big 12, but in the country. And Grant McCaslin has him on the floor as an extension of the head coach. Grant in his 3rd season in Lubbock, and all he does is win wherever he goes. He won a national championship in junior college at Midland College. He went to the Elite 8 last year in his 2nd season at Texas Tech. Anderson's first shot off the mark. And now Jordan Burks has a mismatch with Anderson on him. Can't take advantage, but draws the foul nonetheless.
And that's just good awareness right there by Jordan Burks. When you're about 6'8", Christian Anderson's only about 6'3", one-on-one down there on the wing. You back him down, get to your spot, and you draw the foul. Good awareness right there by Burks.
Johnny Dawkins has 10 top 25 wins in his tenure here at UCF. Already won this year, earlier this season, against the Kansas Jayhawks. And it's Jordan Burks 4, Texas Tech 2 so far. Burks an 84% shooter from the free throw line. UCF coming off a comeback win last time out over Arizona State. Their 5th win in Big 12 play already, and that's just one fewer than Texas Tech. They've had a week off since their statement win over number 10 Houston last Saturday. There's Juan Watts, 3 in red. Out to Donovan Atwell, a 3-point specialist, but he's off the mark. And Themis Fulks, talk about point guards, he's as good as it gets. Anderson working on Stillwell. This is a mismatch. Another three from the lefty Atwell, and he's 0 for 2 in the early going, but a rebound from Toppin, one of the best rebounders in all of college basketball. Watts stepped on the line. Tony Padilla was right there. It's a Texas Tech turnover.
And so far, when you look at the first few possessions of this game, Tech has had good looks from behind the arc. They just haven't been able to convert. That's something that if you're UCF and you want to win games like this, you have to be aware of where the shooters are for Tech, because that's what they do so well.
Ken Palm has Texas Tech as the #8 offense in terms of efficiency. But right now, they're 1 for 4, and Themis Folks has now given the Knights a 7-2 lead.
That's where he specializes, in that mid-paint area. If you allow folks to be able to get there, he'll make you pay.
Watts off the mark. Bowl grabs the rebound, and it's another Texas Tech foul.
Rich, early on, pay attention to this. JT Toppin has 1 foul. Christian Anderson has 1 foul as well in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of this ball game. Pay attention. Let's take a look at this right here. Bowl secures the rebound. JT Toppin is just trying to get the basketball, but as a result, a little too much force, knocks Bowl down. It's a really good call. But with both of their star players with 1 foul each this early on in the game, let's pay attention to how they defend now.
There's Folks having a sensational season in his first year in the Big 12. Kugel went up in the air, threw it away.
It's a little too unselfish right there. I mean, that's the moment where Kugel has to be able to look for his mid-range jumper instead of trying to pass the ball. He had a good look right there.
Riley Kugel feeling under the weather, as we mentioned, but what a season for him in his first season in the Big 12, averaging over 17 a game and 41% from 3 in Big 12 play is Riley Kugel.
I really think this backcourt of UCF, I said this last time I did one of their games, they're the most underrated backcourt in the Big 12. They do not get the amount of love in which they deserve, but these two dudes, in Folks and Kugel, can play with the best of them. Folks
5th in the nation in assists per game. Christian Anderson 4 in red with the ball in his hands, 3rd in the nation in dimes. Pocket pass, Toppin, and he traveled. An uneven start, to say the least, for the number 11 Red Raiders.
And that's just good backside help. Right there you had Mosey in the dunker spot, so with Stillwell guarding him, now he was able to step up on that short roll that they love so much.
Picked off by Toppin. Takes it himself and gets an easy 2.
And that's what you love about JT Toppin. How hard he plays, how aggressive he is on defense. That's the area in which he's gotten so much better. He's improved tremendously.
5 30-point games already this season for JT Toppin. The only player in America averaging over 20 points and 10 rebounds a game. But his size 15s were on the baseline. That's another Tech turnover.
Let's take a look at this right here, because on that switch, if you're not careful with the basketball, JT Toppin has the wingspan to be able to poke the ball out and get out in transition.
Talked a lot about the Tech offense. What does UCF hang their hat on offensively, Ken?
Well, it's really their guards. I mean, they run everything through their guards, Kugel and Folks. And Folks' ability to be able to get into the lane and make plays just like that.
Here's a dime from Themis Folks to the big man, John Bowl.
Just like that. That's what they do. They play through their guards. Their guards are the catalyst. They're the engine that makes this UCF team go.
Now Josiah Mosley, number 5 in red, getting his first look on the floor for Grant McCaslin. Toppin working on his 3-point shot, not a strength of his. He's 0 for 1 in the early going from deep.
And UCF is living with that shot if JT Toppin is going to settle for that every single time.
Another look. The push shot from Stillwell off the mark. And Mosley grabs the rebound, playing in just his 2nd game this season. He made his premiere after some injuries against Houston, and all he did was get 6 points in 10 minutes played.
I thought it was really impressive. I mean, the way he was able to play, the value that he brings to the table. You want to talk about value. I mean, Christian Anderson on that pick and roll with Bowl playing in that drop coverage, that's a shot that he is more than capable of knocking down.
Christian Anderson, 44% 3-point shooter. Just one of the many talents of number 4 in red. But Folks with a blow-by, he's got 4. In the corner, the freshman Jalen Petty off the mark on that 3 attempt. Texas Tech relies heavily on shooting beyond the arc. Right now, they're cold from distance. Stillwell rattles it home.
And that's a good decision right there by folks. Off the pick and roll, 2 went with Bowl. Stillwell popped open, and he just does a good job time and time again making the right decision.
Atwell finally gets the first 3 of the afternoon for the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
66 from 3 in the last 2 games, Rich. You have to know where Atwell is at all times.
14 times this year, Donovan Atwell's hit 3 or more threes in a game. He's got his first today. It cuts the UCF lead to 4. Here's Folks. Offensive rebound by John Bowl.
I think Bowl has played so much better here recently. 10 rebounds in the last 2 games. His presence is starting to be felt.
Now Toppin faces up Bowl. Goes to his left. He's a left-handed player, but he turns it over again. The 4th Texas Tech turnover. When we come back, we're going to introduce you to 2 of the cream of the crop in the Big 12 and in the nation. Christian Anderson, Themis Folks, point guard prowess. Alongside King McClure, I'm Rich Hollenberg. We are being treated to 2 of the finest point guards in the land in this game today.
And when you look at them, I mean, yeah, they can score the basketball, but what I am so impressed with is their ability to make everybody around them better. They facilitate at a high level. Top 5 in the country in assists per game, both of these young men. And we talk about 2 of the best passers, not only in the Big 12, but in America. you're seeing them on display today.
Their shooting numbers are off the chart, but obviously they share the sugar as well as anybody in the nation. Christian Anderson, coming into today, trails only Braden Smith and Jeremy Fears in assists per game. Themis Folks right behind him, both over 7 dimes a game, and they're going toe-to-toe today in Orlando.
And I think that's a major reason why this UCF team is way better than they were last year. They needed a guy like Themis Folks to be able to run the ship and to be able to make everybody around them better. They make the simple decisions. We've seen this early on in this game. He doesn't try to hit you with the home run pass. He just continuously makes the right decision play after play.
Now some DHO offense, dribble handoff, and it ends up with an easy 2 for John Bull. What a first half for the former McDonald's All-American.
And right there, he shows you. Rich, I mean, off the pick and roll, he puts it in a place where only Bull can get it and sets him up for success.
Lawan Watts for 3 off the mark, and Folks grabs the rebound. Folks the floater. And a rebound goes to Tyree Bryan, the Orlando native, getting his first action of the day. Here's Anderson in the low post, and another traveling violation. 5 turnovers from a team that only turns it over 10 times a game.
And let's go back to this pass by Folks, because on this pick and roll right here, look at where he places this basketball to where Lawan Watts can't really get a steal. That's just great awareness right there by Folks of where to place the ball.
And Anderson scores it a little more than Folks, but their numbers are eerily similar. On the season coming in, Folks 144 assists and only 59 turnovers. Anderson 149 and 60. There's a rebound from Atwell. Here's Anderson. Finds Watts, good shot fake. And now Toppin. Going to work. What a move from JT Toppin.
And if you look where Bull was, he tried to take away that right shoulder left-hand hook, but Toppin has gotten so good at coming up with counters and being able to spin to the opposite side and use his weak hand.
JT with 6, averaging 28 a game in his last 4. Folks got him up, but missed from close range. Texas Tech coming in on a season-best 5-game win streak. They knew they were going to get tested this afternoon in Orlando. There's a big 3 from the Orlando native, Tyree Bryant, with his first points of the afternoon.
And when you're in drop coverage, you put the backside tag in a bind. So right there, when he stops JT Toppin on the roll, Toppin is a good enough passer to throw the extra dime to hit the 3-man.
Ryan played his high school ball at Olympia High School about 20 minutes from here. He's now 10 points shy of 1,000 in his career. Chris Johnson out to Folks. High off the glass. And Themis Folks has 6 points.
And the thing we love about Themis Folks is anytime they play against a good opponent, he rises to the occasion and he makes his presence felt from the beginning of the game like he is doing right now.
Anderson cans 1. And it's can you top this from the 2-point guards?
And Christian Anderson, if UCF is going to continue to sit in that drop coverage, Christian Anderson is going to expose you.
5 for Anderson, 6 for Folks. Here's Stillwell, working on Watts. Forced it up, no good. Another rebound for Toppin. JT's got 6 points, 2 boards. And Atwell has his second 3 of the day.
Donovan Atwell is one of the best shooters in the Big 12. 66% from 3 in the last 2 games. He is on an unreal heater right now.
Playing in his 115th career game, the transfer from UNC Greensboro. And John Bull's first half continues. 8 points, 6 rebounds for the big man. Anderson goes right at Bull and draws the foul.
We talked about the point guard play and how they're some of the best passers in the country. And they're showing us why. And on the other end, Themis folks out there dropping dimes. Dudes are looking good.
Not right now. Nope. Back inside Edition Financial Arena, it's the space game at UCF. That's why you see youngsters wearing Canaveral blue and their best astronaut get-ups. It's a raucous atmosphere as the UCF Knights welcome in the number 11 Texas Tech Red Raiders. And so far, Texas Tech's only lead of the game was at 2-0. UCF's playing very well so far.
And you see it with Themis folks. I mean, his leadership, his presence on the floor means so much for this UCF team, and he really takes them to the next level. And Rich, I'm really feeling this Canaveral blue.
You like it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of almost rocking with your jacket.
Yeah.
You did that on purpose?
UCF founded in 1963. They are the #1 university placing graduates in aerospace industries. So there is a real connection between here and, you know, next week they're planning on launching Artemis 2 for a little moon travel.
Look, I have no idea anything about
You
science.
learn something new every time you sit next to me.
Science was not my best subject.
Christian Anderson cans them both. He has 7 for the Red Raiders. We are tied at 22, just the second tie of the game so far.
UCF now 35, Devin Cambridge.
And now Now Devin Cambridge getting his first action for Johnny Dawkins, draws the foul. Cambridge, a former Texas Tech Red Raider. And we lovingly call him Unk, playing at his 162nd college basketball game is Devin Cambridge.
Right now, with no Fumina in the game, or no Fumina playing in this game, they have to resort to Cambridge now playing at that 5 spot. So let's see if Texas Tech can really do a good job of making their presence felt on the offensive glass with UCF playing this small lineup.
That's Tony Padilla at the scorer's table. Not sure exactly what he's looking at right now. It might have been a clock issue. The clock didn't start, apparently, upon the inbound. So free timeout for Johnny Dawkins and company.
9 minutes and 23
We talked about this in the open. Johnny Dawkins' club hasn't made an NCAA tournament since 2019. What makes this team worthy of being in the field of 68 game?
Well, I'm a big believer in guards get you wins in March. When you have good guards, you can get into the lane and score or facilitate, that automatically makes everything around you better. And then when you look at guys like Stillwell, guys like Burks, I mean, you have enough shooters, Pacheco, you have enough shooters now to enhance what the guards can do and what they bring to the table. So I think when you mix all that together, their guard play, backcourts is what gets you wins in March. And like I said earlier, they have one of the most underrated ones in the Big 12.
Texas Tech knows all about March wins. Went to the Elite Eight a year ago. Lawan Watts added a timeout. Tech's on a 14-4 run. They've made their last 5 field goals. First lead since it was 2-0. Pacheco on the floor to get another possession for UCF. It's Chris Johnson, junior out of Houston. And he gives it up to get Devin Cambridge scoring against his former club.
And that's what I love about Chris Johnson. He's a guy that comes off the bench. He can shoot the 3, but he also, once again, you talk about folks making the right decisions. Chris Johnson does that, and he just showed it right there.
Johnny Dawkins likes to switch 1 through 5. Amazing job by Devin Cambridge and company. But it's oh no, it's not. It's Luke Bamboye seeing his first action since mid-December, getting that too.
And that right there is a good sign for Texas Tech, because now you're not heavily reliant on Toppin playing 40 minutes a game. He can get a little bit of a rest.
JT played all 40 against Houston in their win last week. Had 31 points in that victory. He's on the bench right now. Texas Tech up 2. And we're tied again.
And that's the second time we've seen that. Burks using his height to his advantage, backing them down and being able to just score over the top.
There's the freshman Jalen Petty. Nearly a turnover again. Instead, the lob, and Bamboye can't handle it, out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. We have our under 8 timeout, and it's a tie ball game.
Jordan Burks backing them down, going to work, and Christian Anderson, no, he's just a little too small.
Wall-to-wall hoops on a Saturday on ESPN. Coming up next, Ryan Conwell and number 20 Louisville taking on Boopy Miller in SMU. Then, we've been talking about this for a long time, AJ DeBonsa and BYU taking on Darren Peterson and Kansas from Allen Fieldhouse. And the caps off at a 6:30 tip, Darius Acuff and number 15 Arkansas hosting Kentucky. If you're just tuning in, where have you been? We've got a good one in the Big 12 on a Saturday afternoon. Texas Tech, number 11, tied with UCF at 26. JT Toppin, Player of the Year candidate, with 6 points, 2 rebounds. Themis Folks, 6 points, 4 dimes already. And UCF is dominating the glass, 9-0 in second chance points. Here's Folks out of the timeout. Another offensive rebound, but they can't get points out of that one. Stillwell lost the handle. A lot of hand fighting on the floor between these two, and a timeout call by UCF.
And that's such a smart play right there by Themis Folks. He realized that Pacheco was on the ground, he wasn't able to call a timeout because he's trying to get 2 hands on the ball. So Themis Folks calls the timeout. Smart decision right there. We got a tie ball game.
The 39th annual WWE Royal Rumble is set for tonight in Saudi Arabia. Cody Rhodes will be there. We can stream it exclusively with ESPN Unlimited plan, live or on demand, using the app. Sign up or log in with your TV provider to unlock your access. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And as usual, most Big 12 games look like a Royal Rumble from time to time. There's Carmelo Pacheco. 94% of his shots come from beyond the arc, and now you see why.
And he's shooting 50 from 3 in the last 3 games. His floor spacing ability for UCF changes the game.
Watts thought about the 3. And instead he resets. 10 to shoot. Watts working on Cambridge. Off to the right, and Stillwell clears. Folks leaves it for Cambridge. High arcer off the window. And Devin Cambridge, maybe with a little bit more juice in this one, playing against his former team, gets called for the unsportsmanlike technical.
And I don't love that technical foul right there by Cambridge. I don't love the call. I mean, the too small gesture is something that we see. We saw it earlier on with Burks. So I don't love that technical foul call right there.
And we just saw something that doesn't happen very often. Jalen Petty missed a free throw. That was just his second free throw miss all year. A 96% free throw shooter. He goes 1 for 2 on those technical free throws, and it'll be Texas Tech basketball. Graham McCaslin was probably telling the officials, you really should have kicked Devin Cambridge out of the game. Toppin, guarded by Stillwell.
Look at how they're playing him.
No double comes. Here's Petty with 7 on the timer. Now Bryant, 3 to shoot. Anderson does. And it's off the mark. Another good defensive stand by the Knights. Stillwell left alone. Here's Riley Kugel. Hasn't scored yet. And he changes that. Top top of the key three for Riley Kugel, an 8-0 UCF run.
And that's where he specializes. 59% of his jumpers are off the bounce. And of those 59%, he shoots 44 from 3 off of the dribble.
UCF 4 for 6 from deep in the early going. Here's Watts, and he's got an answer.
That's a good sign. He did not play well last game. 0 for 8 from the field in that Houston game, but they need his scoring, especially in a game like this.
UCF with the ball and a 4-point lead. Now make it a 6-point lead. Themis Folks has 8.
And for a guy of his size, I find it so interesting that he can get to that mid-paint area and just rise up over the top and just elevate and knock it down like that.
In games against 3 ranked teams this year, Kansas, Arizona, and Iowa State, King, Themis Folks came into this game 21 for 41 from the field.
And take a look at this. I mean, they're about the same size. He backs you down, gets to his spot, good footwork right there, and just rises up over the top. I mean, we want to say the phrase big guard, but he's not a big guard.
He put 30 on the #1 team in America a couple of weeks ago. There's Anderson with a deep 3. He's got unlimited range.
And he's just so impressive. No matter how big the moment is, he's always ready to let it fly in. No matter how deep the shot is off the pick and roll, he's more than capable of knocking it down.
Folks. Now Pacheco. And Kugel dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. That's the 3rd UCF turnover. The threes are starting to drop in Space U.
Christian Anderson, absolute bucket getter. If you're a big, you better step up, because if not, my man will make you pay.
right, Zubin, we'll see you in Huck in 3:43 of court time. It has been a highly efficient offensive game between UCF and Texas Tech. Both teams shooting over 50% from the field, both have combined 10 for 19 from beyond the arc, kid.
Well, these are two of the best three-point shooting teams that we have in the Big 12. I mean, Tech shooting roughly around 39 and UCF around 38. And if you give them open shots, they're going to knock them down, and we're seeing a high-level display of shooting right now.
Texas Tech coming in 7th in the country. They make over 11 threes a game. 3 times this year, Texas Tech has knocked down 17 triples.
End of the game against Baylor, and oh my goodness, did they put on a show from behind the arc.
Anderson with the ball. He has 2 of them already today. Atwell's got 2 as well.
And this is where you have to be careful, playing a zone against a team like Texas Tech.
And Bull grabs another rebound. John Bull has 8 points and 6 boards. And there's an easy 2 for Jermichael Stillwell.
In transition, if you don't get that, Demas Folk's head is always up, looking for whoever's open.
And how about Folk 6 times already in the first half?
He's such a great passer, great facilitator.
High-level basketball from Space U today. Big 12 matchup, 11th ranked Texas Tech on upset alert. Oh, Toppin almost got away with a push in the back, but Tony Padilla saw it. Second foul on the All-American.
Let's take a look at this right here. Look at this. Demas Folk's head is always up. And right there, Brian gets lost in transition. Stillwell gets a wide open layup.
And you talk about building instant chemistry and continuity. Johnny Dawkins brought Demas Folks and Jermichael Stillwell over to Orlando. Both played at Milwaukee last season. There's Folks again. The tap back by Toppin to Anderson. Red Raiders down 5, 2:24 to go. Now they're down 3. JT Toppin has 8.
Anderson is so good at that pocket pass right there. You come off the pick and roll and you just literally drop it off to JT Toppin immediately and let him do the work.
Burks, nice drive by Jordan Burks. He has 9. Both of these teams have defense in their DNA, King, but both offenses are showing out so far in the first half. Atwell, a rare 2-pointer for him, and Donovan Atwell has 8.
And that's not something he's known for, Rich, like you just said. But because teams are so used to overexerting themselves on closeouts because they're worried about his 3-point shot, I think that's an area of his game where I think he can really grow in that floater, mid-range area because he can get wide open looks.
Under 90 seconds to go in what has been an entertaining first half from Orlando, Florida. Jordan Burks will go to the line and shoot 2.
Let's take a look at this pick and roll by Anderson and Toppin. Look how as soon as he comes off that ball screen, he just immediately drops it off. And Toppin is fast enough and explosive enough to be able to just beat you to the rim.
Well, you talk about shooting threes. Jordan Burks got 1 of them. He spent his first year at Kentucky, then at Georgetown last year. He had 18 three-pointers made in his first 2 years of college ball. He is 35 already coming into this game, now 36.
That's a guy who just works and continues to get better year after year. I mean, at his size, being able to shoot the 3 is so valuable, and he realized that, and he grew in that area.
Burks has 11 to lead the Knights. They're up by 5 on the 11th ranked team in the country. Counting down to 1 minute to go in the first half. Here's Atwell. His 3rd 3 of the afternoon.
That's all set up by Christian Anderson. He gets in that mid-paint area, looks the defense off, knows where his shooter is. Gives Atwell a wide open tray. Take a look at this on the rescreen. Good handle, gets to the middle of the paint, knows where the shooter is at all times. Atwell just knocks it down.
Back in Orlando, UCF with a 2-point lead over 11th-ranked Texas Tech, 42-40. Neither of these 2 point guards has disappointed at all in the first half, King.
They make us look really good, Rich. We highlighted them, we talked about them, and they're putting on a show. Not just scoring the basketball, but making everybody else on the floor better. That's where they excel at. That's what differentiates them from almost every other point guard in this league.
Fultz had an opportunity at another dime, but it was off the hands of Riley Kugel out of bounds. And you could tell Riley Kugel is not operating at 100%.
You can tell, but I mean, shouts out to him for playing, and not only playing, but defensively. He's taking on the initiative of guarding Christian Anderson. I mean, that takes a lot.
His pocket.
Yeah, that takes a lot to not be feeling well and to have to guard the opposing team's best perimeter guard.
Fultz for Stillwell. Now Burks working on Anderson. He got a foul on him last time. This time he leaves it for Bowl, and John Bowl will go to the line and shoot a pair.
And Rich, you can tell that when Burks catches the basketball and sees Christian Anderson guarding him, you can tell that Burks is looking to exploit that matchup and go at him, because he's done that 4 times tonight. Or today. It's the day. It's early tip. Let's take a look, right? You go at him, and he could have shot it, but he dishes it off to Bowl. And Bemboye thought that Burks is going to shoot it, so he went for the block out. But as a result, he ends up knocking him down.
And John Bowl is nursing his left knee, it looks like, trying to walk it off right now as he is set to take 2 free throws. This would be a loss for Johnny Dawkins. His starting big man has had a whale of a first half. 8 points and 7 rebounds against the 11th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders. Interesting that no trainer's coming over to take a look at John Bowl. Rub some dirt on it, young man. Now he's going to limp to the sideline, and Johnny Dawkins is going to have to sub in for him. So Jermichael Stillwell will go and shoot the free throws. The opposing team is allowed to choose a player on the floor who's going to shoot the free throws in place of the injured player who was fouled.
Yeah, because if you notice, they immediately sub Pacheco in, knowing that he's a good shooter. But Coach McCaslin chose Stillwell on the floor to shoot the free throws in place.
Stillwell, a 69% free throw shooter on the season. And he makes him pay with the free throw. Well, tomorrow on ESPN and the app, the women's college game day crew is going to be in Moody Center in Texas for a 9 Eastern show to get you set for a big day of women's hoops. Number 14 Baylor, number 22 Virginia Tech first. Then on ABC, the Red River rivalry renewed. 4th-ranked Texas hosting Tech-ranked Oklahoma. The men's version of that is coming up right after us, partner.
It's a very good one. Oklahoma they need a win so bad.
How about that? 2 freebies for Jermichael Stillwell. So the shot clock is off, under 30 seconds to go in what has been a scintillating first half offensively for both teams. UCF a 4-point lead. They'll most likely go into the locker room with a halftime lead against the 11th-ranked Texas Tech team.
Look at where Kugel is guarding Watts. They're more concerned with Watts on the drive than that shot right there. They wanted that.
And now UCF has a chance to gain even more momentum. 5 to go in the half. Here's Pacheco for 3. Forced it up, no good. A foul on the floor, and we're going the other way. That's going to go on Riley Kugel with 0.5 left. It's been a low fouling first half as well. That's only the 4th team foul on UCF. So it's going to be inbounds and a heave for Grant McCaslin's crew. King, is only the 4th time this year that Texas Tech has gone to the locker room trailing at the half, but that is the situation they find themselves in now. UCF 11-0 when they have a halftime lead, and the 11th-ranked Red Raiders 1-2 on the season when they trail. Knights up 4 on the 11th ranked Texas Tech club. We go to the halftime report. Zubin Mehenti, Malcolm Huckabee. I don't know about what it is where you're watching, but we have beautiful weather here in Orlando, Florida, and a great game. High-level offensive basketball between UCF and the 11th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders. Alongside King McClure, I'm Rich Hollenberg. We talked about these point guards, and they have not disappointed.
They've been really impressive when you look at both sides, not just scoring the basketball, but also facilitating their playmaking. Let's take a look, because Christian Anderson, we know that he's a prolific scorer, but just his ability to be able to get rid of the basketball is what makes him so well and set his teammates up for success. But do not get it twisted, because he can also score with the best of them. One of the best in the country at shooting the ball off the dribble. But on the flip side, Themis Folks, his passing ability has been on full display. Just making the game easy, making the right decision time and time again. He's responsible for over half of their points when it looks at scoring and assists combined. But both of these young men have been terrific in the first half.
UCF has won the battle of nearly all of the hustle points. Points in the paint, second chance points, points off turnovers. They have 6 offensive rebounds. And both teams, as we said, shooting the ball extremely well. Texas Tech, 7 for 17 from 3 and 8 for 10 from inside the arc.
And on this first possession, we've seen Riley Kugel get fouled on the three-point shot. This could be a good sign for UCF early on in this half, getting your best player to the free throw line, letting them see the ball go in.
Kugel was questionable to play in this game. Has a little bit of that winter illness that has been going around so many places to so many people. But he came out, warmed up, said, "I'm good to go, coach." He had 3 in the first half, and now he's 1 for 2 from the line. His first trip to the stripe this afternoon. Another good sign for UCF. John Bowl, number 7 in Canaveral blue, is out there to start the second half. He had to leave late in the first with a little bit of a tweaked left knee, but he had a heck of a first half against Texas Tech with 8 points and 7 rebounds.
And even though Kugel really didn't contribute much on the offensive side, I thought his defense was really, really impressive.
UCF led for 16 minutes in the first half. They now have a 6-point lead against the 11th ranked Red Raiders. Watts can't cut it in half. Bold grabs another rebound. 8 and 8 for the big man.
And that's part of UCF scouting report. They're giving Lawan Watts that wide open 3, forcing him to show that he can make it.
What a dump pass from Stillwell to John Bowl. He's in double digits with 10. His career high's 11. This match is the largest lead of the game for UCF, and John Bowl makes his presence felt on the defensive end as well. Folks can't finish. And the rebound to Toppin. JT, a one-man fast break. He is paid in full.
And I thought that was a really good decision right there by JT Toppin. The 2 defenders fanned out one-on-one when he's coming downhill. He's so hard to stop. Good decision, just keeping the rock and going coast to coast.
Folks turns the corner with the left hand. Double digits now for Themis Folks.
Early on, this defense of Texas Tech in this first 2 minutes of the second half just has not been connected. They're not on the same page.
Watts left alone. We saw it earlier. This time he made him pay.
And that's what you have to do if you're Lawan Watts. You are a good enough shooter to be able to knock that down. It's a mental thing. So now that he sees one go in, his confidence can grow and it can soar.
Now a whistle before the shot. That's going to go on Jalen Petty.
Checking in for the Red Raiders, number 1, Tyree Bryan. He replaces Jalen Petty.
So after the foul, the freshman Petty goes to the bench. Now the Orlando native Tyree Bryan back on the floor for Grant McCaslin. 21 straight weeks Texas Tech has been ranked in the top 25, but they are on upset alert.
And that's what happens when you allow a guy to go to the free throw line like Riley Kugel early on. He sees one go in. Now all of a sudden, can be in for a long day.
Anderson surveying. Leaves it for Toppin, and one opportunity for JT Toppin.
And that's one of those plays where if you're Bol at 7'2" and you have that wingspan, no need to come down. Look at this. When you meet him, just go straight up. But because Bol's arms went forward, it's an automatic foul, and JT Toppin is good enough to finish through contact.
JT Toppin, one of the areas he has worked on extremely hard is his free throw shooting. The numbers don't bear it out, just 53% from the line, but he has worked tirelessly on improving his free throw shooting. He missed one there. And foul on the floor, off the loose ball, and Tony Padilla is giving it to Donovan Atwell. Tony Padilla has been in multiple Final Fours. He's not having it, even from a veteran like Atwell.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I mean, typically in that scenario, you would just tee him up, but I don't know if I've ever seen that. But you're right, Tony Padilla is one of the best we have in our game.
Google off the mark that time, and it's one and done for UCF. King McClure, Rich Hollenberg, another banner day of college basketball on ESPN, and this has been a headline matchup. Anderson called for the travel. That's 7 turnovers for Texas Tech.
And right there, Rich, when you have a guy like Anderson and Bol has to come out to the perimeter and guard him, I think that's a time where you need to space everything out and let Anderson go to work, because Bol is going to struggle with his lateral quickness, especially guarding a guy like Christian Anderson. So bad spacing right there, and Christian Anderson does not need to settle in that moment.
Here's Fultz, 10 points, 7 dimes. Burks led him with 11 in the first half, but he missed that one there. Atwell, top of the key, off the mark that time. Fultz takes it himself from the left side.
Fultz is so good when he comes off the pick and roll. Got about 4 or 5 feet area, just being able to kiss it off the glass. He has great touch around the rim.
He gives you whatever you need. You want dimes, you got it. You need him to score a little more, he's 6 for 14 from the field today.
And he always rises to the occasion when they play great teams, and that's what I respect the most about Bemis Fultz.
Shooting over 50% against ranked teams. They played 3 of them this year. Kansas, Arizona, Iowa State. This is their 4th ranked opponent that they're facing, and he has been dynamite yet again. 12 points, 7 assists for number 1 in Canaveral Blue. Now Chris Johnson draws the assignment on Anderson. Toppin for 3! Another area of improvement for JT Toppin.
Not something that he's known for, but he's more than capable of knocking it down.
Bol can't get the bunny to go, but he picks it up and drops it back home for an and one opportunity. A career high for John Bol, but when we come back, we welcome you to Kings Court. He got to chat with one of the best players in all of college basketball right in his office.
All right, I'm here with JT Toppin, one of the best players in the Big 12. JT, everybody knows that you love the left hook, right? But you've done a really good job this year of countering to that. So let's say you catch the ball. I'm guarding you right here. I'm taking this away. What are you thinking in your mind?
I'm thinking, let's see if I can get him with a fake. Just a fake with the shoulders.
Okay, I might put a fake.
See if I can get him to bite. Then, if I don't get him to bite, then I'll go like this and go like this. If they don't jump, then I'm shooting over with the left. I'm just trusting the left. If they do jump,
yeah,
I'm going back to the right.
So what are the odds you get a bucket on me right now?
100%.
Respect.
You're going to be as good as JT Toppin. He's pretty confident, especially in that low post. How's he done today so far?
I mean, he's done a tremendous job being able to counter. If we take a look at this, right? You see the fake. Get over with the left. And then right here, Bowl takes it away. He spins under and is able to finish with his offhand. That's where he's grown the most. Teams know what he's going to do, but he does a good job of still getting to it, and nobody can stop it.
Toppin with 15 and 5, but John Bowl is saying, hold my beer. He's got 13 points. And a double-double for John Bowl. Seven-point lead, one off their largest lead of the game for UCF. Trying to get their second top 25 win of the season. But JT Toppin's got something to say about it. He's got 17 now.
And if you allow JT Toppin to be able to get into the charge circle, it's going to be a bucket every single time. If you're Bowl, you have to push him out a little bit further, make him work harder.
That one's blocked by Bryan, but they're going to get him for the foul.
Texas Tech foul,
Let's go back. Watch how he just ducks you in right there. You allow him to get into the charge circle. That's just a little too easy. And with his hook, he can finish over the top because of the elevation.
And those long arms, too. Yeah. 7-foot wingspan for JT Toppin. 6'9", 230-pound junior out of Dallas, Texas. Jordan Burks, perfect from the free throw line this afternoon. He has 12 so far. Balanced scoring for the Knights. Burks with a dozen. We already talked about John Bowl with a career-high 13. Bemis Folks also in double digits with a dozen. 2 for 2 for Burks. The lead is back to 7 for UCF. Looking for their first ever 3-game win streak in their time in the Big 12. Anderson's got a mismatch. He blows by Bowl and instead pops it out to the three-point line. And it goes off Lawan Watts out of bounds.
And those are the ones, Rich, that Lawan Watts has to be comfortable enough to knock down, because Christian Anderson created the advantage on the drive when Bowl was guarding them. So now you get a kick-out three, an inside-out three, and you have to be able to knock those down.
Chris Johnson. Now Folks on the wing. Stillwell through the double team, no, but Burks cleans it up. 15 now for number 99 in blue. And the largest lead of the afternoon for UCF. A deep three answer from number 4, Christian Anderson.
Rich, no matter how big the moment is, Christian Anderson is always ready. UCF going on a run, Christian Anderson says, hey, I got this. Logo shot.
Grant McCaslin says, I have 100% trust in him. He makes all the right plays all the time. But Folks has an answer himself. Back and forth we go, premier point guard play.
That's such a big time response right there.
Toppin spins and hits with the left hand.
You have to stay solid. You can't gamble and go for steals. He's too good.
Man, are we seeing some high-level offense. 10 on the shot clock for UCF. In the paint, Fulks can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Stillwell, and he draws the foul.
The point guard shooting it from deep. Look at this, size you up, take your time. CA with the logo tray. And on the flip side, theme is Fulks. Big time response right here. You go under, you're not communicating, he'll knock it down, and don't go for steals on JT Toppin, because he'll spin out of it and rise up over the top. We're seeing high-level offense, Rich, on both sides.
They initially called the foul on JT Toppin. That would be his third, but Tony Padilla is at the scorer's table double-checking that. Either way, it's going to be Jermichael Stillwell at the line. We haven't talked about Stillwell all that much, but he's got 7 points and 6 rebounds today against Tech.
He's had a real quiet game, but I think where he's making his presence known is on the offensive glass. I mean, that right there is where UCF is really starting to assert their dominance on the offensive glass.
They changed the foul to Lawan Watts, so it's Watts' first. And Stillwell misses the first one. How about, you talk about hustle points, points off turnovers, second chance points, things like that. UCF is dominating in that category, something Texas Tech's not used to.
17-0 in second chance points. Right now, when you look at what UCF is doing well, I mean, that is the difference in the game. 17-0 on second chance points is incredibly massive, and that's an area in which Texas Tech has to improve if they want to win this game.
Toppin tries for 3. He got it again. Second 3 of the second half for JT Toppin, and wouldn't you know it, he's got himself another 20-point outfit. 12th time this season, JT Toppin's gone over 20. Now Kugel working on the smaller Petty. He comes up short. Offensive rebound, Stillwell. Bull. And John Bull will go back to the free throw line.
That was all started by another offensive rebound right there. UCF is making Texas Tech pay on the glass.
Already 17 fouls on Texas Tech in the first 7.5 minutes of the second half. And Bull makes them pay. Tonight on ABC and the ESPN app, Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq will get you set for the Mavs-Rockets game at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And after the game, they'll be back to break it all down like only they can do. Have you seen how much weight Charles Barkley has lost?
He looks good.
Woo.
He looks good. You know who else looks good? Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
The 49 ball. Oh my goodness. As a rookie?
He and former Duke teammate Con Knippel went toe-to-toe the other night. Mosley has got his first 2 of the game. Former Gatorade Texas Player of the Year in his second game this season. The lead has been cut to 4. UCF has led for most of this, but it is certainly not a foregone conclusion that they're going to complete the comeback and pull off the upset. Fulks, tough 2 over Mosley, and the rebound to JT Toppin. He's closing in on his 14th double-double. Here's Mosley working on Fulks. Drops it off. And JT will go to the line and shoot a pair. Timeout on the floor. 11th ranked Texas Tech has been on the ropes all afternoon, but they're only down 4.
Today, A.J. Devonta and BYU.
He is a monster.
Battle Darren Peterson and Kansas.
Two of the very best in America.
Part of a blockbuster doubleheader. Today on ESPN and streaming on the ESPN app.
Final Saturday in January, and it has not disappointed so far. That Kansas-BYU game is going to be bananas at Allen Fieldhouse. Joe Lunardi loves the Big 12, and very well he should. Texas Tech is going to challenge for the conference championship. Right now, Joe has them as a 4 seed and UCF as a 9 seed.
This is arguably, not even arguably, I think this is the best conference in college basketball. And when you look at this, I think all of these teams can win at least one game, if not multiple, in the NCAA tournament. And we have about 3 or 4 teams who can really contend for a national title. So I think, no doubt, this is the best conference in college basketball.
JT Toppin might be the best player in this conference, despite the fact that A.J. Devonta and Darren Peterson, and take your pick of any number of players in the Big 12, have had sensational seasons. All JT Toppin does is roll out of bed and give you a double-double. And he's on his way to one today. And
a lot of people knock him for his size at that 5 spot. I mean, we're seeing a bunch of undersized 5s play in the league, which are Jalen Durrance, your Isaiah Stewarts. No doubt in my mind, JT Toppin, with his motor, can play in the NBA. Ooh.
Jordan Burke's clear path. He's got 17.
He's been so huge. They needed a guy to step up in the scoring department, especially with Kugel not feeling 100%. Well, Jordan Burks has answered that call.
Atwell, bounce pass, and the finish by Mosley.
And I love this addition of Josiah Mosley. I think he's going to be so great for this Texas Tech team. I mean, Grant McCassin raves about how strong he is and how physical he is. So you insert him in a game like this, where you're getting dominated on the glass, to try to help with that.
Kugel off the mark. Offensive rebound by Cambridge, but they got him for the foul. And don't look now, but 11th ranked Texas Tech only down 3, and they've made each of their last 7 field goal attempts. Now some full court pressure. Try and slow down this Tech offense.
And they're making this run with Mosley on the floor. He's been better at the 4 for them than the Juan Watts has today.
A steady, heavy dose of JT Toppin right now in the second half. He missed that one, but Mosley picks it up and puts it back. And now Josiah Mosley have a chance to tie this game up.
We saw flashes during the Houston game, and I don't think that was a fluke at all. His strength, his ability to be able to help on the glass, his shooting prowess. Josiah Mosley is a massive addition for this Red Raider team.
And what you just saw did not exist earlier this season for Grant McCasland and company. Having frontline depth like they do now, with everyone getting healthy, could be a key to them having a deep run in March and into April this year.
He takes this team to a different level. When you look at him, you look at Mboye, they take this team to a different level.
Now Pacheco on the floor. He's a 3-point marksman. Stillwell showed 3, instead drives it, no foul call. Here's Pacheco for 3. Yes, sir! With the buzzer running down.
Wow. We have to take a look at that, because the play by Stillwell, you lose it in the air.
The review is for a possible shot clock violation.
And you heard Tony Padilla, they have a chance to look at it and see if Pacheco indeed got that shot off before the shot clock ran out.
But what a play by Stillwell. And let's see. Oh, that's
yes,
good.
He did.
That's money.
You can see it right there on the right side of your screen. 0.1 left
that's
on
good.
the shot clock. Outstanding job by our ESPN crew. You're seeing what Tony Padilla is seeing.
The call on the floor has been confirmed. 3-point basket.
So you heard Padilla say it. The call is confirmed, and another three-pointer by Carmelo Pacheco, who feasts on three-pointers.
Look at this pass right here. You lose it in the air, and you're still able to find the shooter. That is just such a high-level play right there by Stillwell. Locating your best shooter on the floor, and Pacheco just pays it off.
Presence of mind from Stillwell, and Carmelo Pacheco knew exactly what he needed to do with it. So that three gives UCF a 4-point lead, 9:39 to go. Knights looking for their second top 25 win this season and their third straight Big 12 win, something they have never done in the history of their program. It's their third year in the Big 12. Stillwell threw it away, but it's off the hands of Anderson, out of bounds. It'll stay UCF basketball, 14 on the shot clock.
Stillwell had the right idea. Had he given that ball up about 1 second earlier and maybe threw it towards the rim, it would have been 2 points for Bull.
Riley Kugel will trigger the inbounds. No folks on the floor for UCF. That one's tipped out of bounds by Petty, so 4.2 remains. There you see the quarterback, if you will, of this UCF basketball squad. Kugel forces it up, no whistle. And Jalen Petty leads the charge for Tech. Anderson to Petty. Too strong on that three. Wonder how long Johnny Dawkins is going to keep Themis Folks on the bench.
He'll probably come in the next media, under the next media.
7 on the timer. Kugel. The ball never left his hand in that possession. Petty, like he was shot out of a cannon, gets 2.
You see the end-to-end speed right there by Jalen Petty.
That foul is on the floor on Texas Tech.
Let's take a look at this, because I think Petty is the next great guard to be at Texas Tech. I mean, we saw the jump that Christian Anderson made in his second season. I think Petty can make a similar one next year. And this year, he's just getting comfortable, finding his footing. But Jalen Petty is so impressive.
Repping the 206 from out of the Seattle area, the Washington State Gatorade Player of the Year last year. Coming to the plains of Lubbock to play for Texas Tech. And now Riley Kugel at the line to shoot, 1 and 1. It'll be free throws on every subsequent Texas Tech foul. Riley Kugel came in averaging over 17 a game in Big 12 play.
They inserted folks, didn't even wait till the media timeout, just inserted them in right now. I like it. Keep them in the game for the rest of this 8:05.
The Orlando native, Riley Kugel, hits both free throws. That extends the lead to 4. Under 8 to go. Anderson over Bowl, no good from 3. Here's Folks.
I don't love that jumper right there by Christian Anderson. You have a guy of Bowl size on you, blow by him and create backside rotations. But right there, he settled.
Now 10 on the shot clock. Kugel still can't find the range, but he got it back. Now Bowl. And Toppin another rebound. JT Toppin has 7 boards. Toppin working on Google. And he lost the handle. This game has really slowed down offensively. What a drive from Themis Folks. 17 for Folks.
That was all set up by Bo on the Gortat screen, sailing off JT Toppin so that he couldn't get a backside contest. Themis, folks, take a look at this right here. Off the pick and roll. Watch Bo not allowing JT Toppin to get a contest. Themis, folks, for the lay.
Well, it's going to come down to crunch time. 6:44 to go. And UCF, who has led for most of this afternoon, has a 6-point lead over 11th ranked Texas Tech, 75-69. Both point guards have been outstanding. JT Toppin on his way to his 14th double-double. But what's been the difference so far this afternoon for UCF?
I think their attention to detail on the glass is where they have really been able to maintain the lead. I mean, we know that UCF is one of the best rebounding teams in the league, but they've shown that today. And I think that that right there is the reason why, along with Folks and his playmaking, I think those are the two biggest factors in their ability to be able to maintain and keep the lead.
Texas Tech has only gone to the line 8 times today, 4 for 8 from the free throw line. Conversely, UCF 15 for 18 from the stripe. There's Jalen Petty with another blow by.
And that right there is what you have to do when Bol is on the perimeter. We saw Christian Anderson have a similar type of situation, and he settled. Right there, Jalen Petty just blow by him.
Here's Chris Johnson driving on Anderson and getting it to go. First 2 of the day for Chris Johnson. And now Tommy Johnson stops play.
Delay of game warning on UCF.
And it's going to be a delay of game warning and a timeout on the floor. Upset alert for the 11th ranked Red Raiders. John Bowl and company looking to pull one off. Coming up after us on ESPN, 20th ranked Louisville hosting SMU. A big one between BYU and Kansas featuring AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson. And then at 6:30 Eastern, it's Kentucky visiting Arkansas, ranked 15th in the country. All those games on ESPN. Here's 2 top-level coaches in the Big 12. On the left, Grant McCaslin. On the right, Johnny Dawkins. Right now, it's UCF with a 6-point lead over 11th ranked Texas Tech. 6 minutes to go. And if you're looking for a big reason why UCF could pull off this upset, look no further than the rebounding advantage.
Right now, UCF up 11-2 on offensive boards. That's why they're having this level of success so far in this game.
Overall, UCF plus 12 in the rebounding advantage. And John Bull's going to be called for the foul. That one on Christian Anderson. Well, the motto in Lubbock is TTU, toughest team wins. A lot of coaches will tell you offensive rebounding is all about toughness, and right now Johnny Dawkins' club has the advantage.
That's one thing you have to know when you play against this UCF team and you're dealing with Stillwell and Bowl. You have to always look when the shot goes up. You have to block out, and they haven't done a great job of that. But they still have 5 minutes and 38 seconds, and you're only down by 5 despite the lack of effort on the offensive glass.
UCF going a little smaller with John Bowl on the bench now after Christian Anderson cans those 2 free throws. 15 points, 9 assists for Christian Anderson, but his team is down 4. UCF undefeated when they lead with 10 minutes left, and 15-0 when they lead with 5 minutes to go in the game, and that's what we're coming up on now. Stillwell. Out to Folks, 4 on the timer. Folks off the mark, out of bounds. Whose ball is it? UCF basketball. Offensive rebounding again, showing up for UCF.
Let's take a look at this. I mean, that was Stillwell's ball if Christian Anderson doesn't come from behind and tap that out. But if you look at the effort that Stillwell is playing with every single time the shot goes up, it's been impressive to watch.
Ten on the timer, 5 minutes to go in regulation. Johnson lost the handle. First turnover this half for UCF. Anderson almost lost it. 8 on the shot clock, now 7. Toppin had it slapped away. Johnson at the other end.
Let's go back because look at the effort on both sides by Johnson. One-on-one defense, good hands, good defense. Leads to easy offense and a nice little euro with the offhand lay. Chris Johnson does so many good things for this UCF team.
Stop play while JT Toppin ties up one of his size 15s. And they are on their feet inside Addition Financial Arena. The freshman Petty off to the right. Picked up and in for JT Toppin. 25-8 now for the All-American.
Look who caused that play. Josiah Mosey flying in, getting the tip on the basketball.
Burks. The follow by Jermichael Stillwell.
Stillwell has been so dominant on the offensive glass. We see it once again.
All-around game for Stillwell. 10 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. But the other number 4, don't forget about Christian Anderson.
And Rich, you can tell in that pass to the last time out, when Christian Anderson gets those bigs on him on the perimeter, you can tell one of the messages to him was attack, do not settle.
Counting down to 3 minutes to go in regulation. UCF has led for the majority of the game, over 30 minutes with the lead for the Knights. And they're up by 4 with 2:50 to go. Anderson lost the handle, out of bounds. With 15 on the clock, it's going to stay Texas Tech ball. Well, both teams' offenses have shown up in this one, but it's all about defense in the Big 12, big guy.
Jermichael Stillwell getting a stop in. That's off on Christian Anderson. That should be UCF basketball.
We'll tell you whose ball it is when we come back. Thanks, Zubin. That game used to be a Big 12 rivalry as well as a Red River rivalry. We got a Big 12 showdown here in Orlando, and UCF has led for most of this game, due in large part to second chance points.
They've done their work on the glass. When you look at Bowl, when you look at Stillwell, I mean, right now, Rich, it's 13-3 on the offensive glass, and UCF 21-4 in second chance points. This is where they do their dirty work, and this is why they're one of the toughest teams to play against, because they are relentless on the glass.
Those 21 points coming off 13 offensive rebounds. And we are looking at something that doesn't happen very often to this Texas Tech team. They've almost become a blue blood. Since 2018-19, King, they've made it to a national championship game, 3 Elite Eights. The last time Texas Tech has lost to an unranked team, you got to go all the way back to last year at TCU, but they are on the ropes now on the road. 2.5 to go. They trail by 4. Five on the timer. Johnson throws it out. Folk's gonna have to heave from the logo. It goes out of bounds. Texas Tech basketball.
That's a good defensive possession right there by Texas Tech when you need it the most. Are you able to sit down, stay in front of the offensive players, and get stops? Good defensive possession right there.
10 of UCF's 12 all-time wins against top 25 teams have come with Johnny Dawkins as their head coach. They got one already this year against Kansas. Could this be number 2? Toppin. Nice touch with the leaner. 27 for JT Toppin.
Empty out that side. Get Jalen Petty on a pin down. Get him the basketball. Look how impressive Petty is, though, then turns it over.
Stolen back by Riley Kugel. That was a golden opportunity missed from Texas Tech. Stillwell left alone. He thought better of it. With 5 to shoot, Folks does! Clutch! Number 1! The lead back to 4. 1:15 to go in regulation. Toppin can't knock down the 3. Maybe not the shot you were looking for Grant McCaslin.
Well, he's already hit 2, and that's arguably your best player. So it's not a horrible shot, but in this moment, you want him to get downhill and look to attack.
Folks working on Atwell. 7 to shoot. Now 5 on the timer. That one blocked. And Tech's defense rises up. Here's Anderson. 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. That one was badly missed. And all alone at the other end, Johnson with the flush. Timeout called. It's deafening inside Addition Financial Arena.
Look at this, maybe not the shot that you want right there by the freshman, but nonetheless, you get a stop, you get out, and Chris Johnson for the flush.
Sometimes, King, you live by the 3, you die by the 3. It hasn't been a terrible 3-point shooting afternoon, but right now Texas Tech is 11 for 27 from 3-point range. Take us inside the huddles.
Right now, after UCF, you want to, number 1, defend without fouling, and when you do get the ball back, you have to go to the free throw line with confidence and knock it down. Texas Tech is a 2-possession game with 25 seconds to go. So right here, you want to go as quick as possible. Try to get the first shot available. If you can get a 3, get a 3. If you get a 2, get a 2, and then hope to get a steal or foul immediately.
And top 25 wins are hard to come by in UCF's history. They did it in the first game of the Big 12 schedule this year. Jordan Burks with a clutch three-pointer from the corner. A great pass from Chris Johnson to Riley Kugel. That sealed it, and they stormed the floor against the Jayhawks for the second time in 3 years here at UCF. Could they get another Big 12 top 25 win? They're 26.3 away from doing it. This is a UCF team that has never won 3 straight games in Big 12 play. But they're that close from turning the trick now. They won against Arizona State at home earlier in the week. They won on the road at Colorado. This would be another signature win for their NCAA tournament resume if they could pull off the upset against Grant McCaslin's Texas Tech Red Raiders. Famous Folks, 19 points, 7 rebounds. Jordan Burks with 17. John Bowl, a career-high 14. Here's Watts. Petty double-teamed, nowhere to go. Watts for 3. It's off the mark. Folks comes away with it. He's fouled with 12.6 to go. And they could taste it in Orlando.
And you got a good look right there if you're Texas Tech. LaJuan Watts was wide open. He just missed it. Let's take a look at this right here. Petty gets out of the double. UCF with the miscommunication on defense. You get a decent look. You just don't walk away with points.
Now Themis Folks with 19 has a chance to ice it from the free throw line. And he hits the front end of the 1-and-1. He had 30 in their last home game against the top 25 team. That was against #1 Arizona. He has 20 this afternoon against 11th ranked Texas Tech. Now make it 21. The lead extended to 8 for UCF. And you could read Johnny Dawkins' lips when he said, 1 stop is all they need. LaJuan Watts, the home run pass, but it goes to UCF. And a foul's gonna be called on Tyree Bryant. It looked like Texas Tech had called off the Dogs, but Padilla calls them for the foul, and you could start celebrating now if you're UCF. First free throw doesn't go down for Chris Johnson. He's had 6 second-half points, and they've all been meaningful.
This is a Texas Tech team that you have to bounce back from this quick. So Monday, you have Kansas coming to your crib. You cannot allow this to be a hangover type of game. You have to bounce back quickly.
And UCF needed this one as well, if for no other reason than they go on the road to face Houston. Second court storm of the season for the UCF Knights. They beat Kansas earlier in the year, and now they take down number 11 Texas Tech. UCF wins it. 88-79, the final score. And their second top 25 win of the season. 3rd time in program history that UCF has more than one top 25 win in the season. Tony Padilla trying to play Scrooge here and check to make sure that there is not any time left on the clock. Our clock shows zeros, but the teams are not able to leave the floor just yet.
Yeah, it looked like they called a foul. About 0.2 or 0.3 seconds on the clock. So now they're trying to get all the students off. quickest foul right there, and before the buzzer went off. Let's take a look.
So Watts grabbed the rebound.
About 0.1 or 0.2, yeah.
And now all the students who stormed the floor are going to be forced to get off the floor because of that late foul.
Fouls on number 22, Chris Johnson for UCF. That's his first. 17.
Well, those people who are not in favor of court storming, they're getting their moment now.
Pull-ups on the rim right now, man.
And someone's doing pull-ups on the rim as they're escorting the fans back off the floor. I mean, I know Tony Padilla is doing his job. And it is the right call. Especially because Texas Tech is in the bonus, so it means free throws for Lawan Watts.
But I will say, shout out to UCF and their staff. They've done a tremendous job of being prepared for this. The security guards are all over there protecting the players, both teams, because a lot of times in these type of moments, in these type of instances, this is where chaos ensues. They've done a good job of getting everything under control.
I mean, this just feels kind of silly at this point. They put .2 on the clock. And Lawan Watts is going to be shooting a 1-and-1. Tony Padilla just came over and said exactly what we anticipated.
Yeah.
We don't have a choice. They have a job to do. And with under 2 minutes left, they had every right to go to the clock and look to make sure that there wasn't time left when that foul was committed. Chris Johnson committed the foul on Lawan Watts. He's got a 1-and-1 coming up with .2 to go. Nonetheless, it will be a Texas Tech win. Their second top 25 win of the year, further cementing their chances of making a trip to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2019. Coming up immediately following the conclusion of this game, it'll be the Red River rivalry, Texas and Oklahoma. That game is on ESPN News as we speak. But just to make things official, Lawan Watts will step to the line and shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. So Texas Tech's 5-game winning streak goes by the boards. It's just their second conference loss. They'll drop to 6-2 in Big 12 play. And UCF is going to improve to 6-3 in conference play and continue what has been a dominant home court stretch for them. They'll get their 12th home win of the year. And that will be the final points of the afternoon. Final score, UCF wins it 88-80. And for the second time today, the Knights faithful will storm the court here at Edition Financial Arena. It's their third straight win against Texas Tech. They beat them last year as a top 25 team, and now they beat them this year as the 11th ranked team. Final thoughts, King.
They deserve to, with the way that UCF attacked the offensive glass and dominating the rebounding category. They deserve to storm the court. But if you're Texas Tech, you should not be worried. You have to bounce back because Monday you have a big-time test.
Both of these teams facing top 25 opponents next. As you mentioned, big Monday. Texas Tech returns home from Orlando to play Kansas in Lubbock, and the Knights go on the road to face number 10 Houston in Houston. Well, that'll do it for us. For King McClure, I'm Rich Hollenberg, out to the Red River rivalry after UCF wins it by 8.
for a fight.